Hello and welcome to the audio commentary track for my quote unquote fan film Life as a Mermaid Aftermath. It was based on a web series that I enjoyed during 2016 to 2018. I actually put the little aftermath bit in right there. And this is where we get into story about a distant cousin of Will Hauser, which is my character, a characterized version of me. A B C D E F G H. I got a gal in Kalamazoo. I'm sorry. I use some levity to break down my nervousness on camera and everything I've been through. Okay, here we go. My name is James Faraci. I was born here. And everyone's wondering, why would I do that? Because, well, it helped give people perspective on the people involved in the project, or at least the characters in the show. Yeah, I went to tell that Will and I had been diagnosed with autism when we were kids because a lot of his actions and a lot of his, what's the best way to put this? His actions seemed like he had been on the spectrum, like I had. And Taylor, she, I want to say she's a great actress, but I'm not going to say anything else. 2016. Her name was Madison Nepshank. And Maria, I apologize. Maria Feist, if you ever get a chance to see this, I apologize for not crediting you. It was a mistake on my part, and definitely another mistake I made was forgetting that Nat was part of the team. I mean, it was right there, plain as daylight. Something I never forgive myself for. Yeah, a lot of people are wondering what it is about that show that I decided, okay, make a fan film of it. And the truth was, it actually started out with a different project in mind, a continuation of Louis Linkara Lovehog's Winter of '83, in which my brother and I were going to go to Fawn Circle, Minnesota, to discover some of the issues that happened with Darcy and Stephen Milbanks. And this actually turned into a backup plan, which obviously worked. My cousin Will, he's focused. He was focused on goals. One of them being creating a tracker that he'd been working on since he was a kid. I inadvertently helped him. Now, this actually ties into something else I was doing. I was working on a movie, and I had hoped that the people in charge of Validus would help me out if I showed them this. However, I'd found out while working on another project, they had closed up shop in 2018, just about the time Life as a Mermaid ended. Will had fallen from acid hard during that time after he got the tracker back. But again, he's autistic and I have autism, and it kind of makes things a little more difficult for us to express ourselves verbally or in some form or fashion. Uh, Will missed out for Christmas, but he made up for it on Valentine's Day. About, I'd have to say, August 2017, Madison and Valerie had moved in with Nat and Stanley in that point, and they had set up a successful YouTube channel. And there was this one fan who wanted to join them. Um, Apparently, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this earlier. Madison and Valerie, they have this mirror that's apparently an Aegean relic, and once that shattered, apparently someone named. And I was a little upset, but it's something I have to live with. I mean, a lot of things did happen, of course, and yeah. A lot of people think, oh, I was being rough on John Berchtold's character of the Barnacle King, but to me, I always called him a smells head. Humans, and both Madison and Valerie were banned from returning to their kingdom, so I heard. They also met someone else by the name of Beatrice, who gathered from what I've known, what I know about this, is that she was a warning to Madison, I had no love for that character because he was irritating as all get out. Why did I decide to make Will Hauser my fictional cousin when it could have been Stanley? That's the thing. The actor who played Will, he actually looked quite like me. Not, yeah, Stanley and I probably could be considered cousins, but the way he acted reminded me of some of the things I do. And granted, I'm not that good when it comes to talking, but when I try to say something, it means a lot. I said that they were banished from the kingdom. It was just Madison originally. Valerie was just collateral damage. Beatrice was already banned, and I was kind of unsure how to continue forward with the project that I'm working on now, seeing as how everyone doesn't want to be a part of it. And I know it sounds like I'm blaming them or blaming myself, but the truth is I'm just blaming the situations that basically killed the movie. And for all intent and purposes, yeah, I had tried to ad lib but stay on track. However, if you notice how he talks, you don't fully buy everything, but in that regard, you have to buy some things. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like some good behind the scenes stories about the show that they all have, but it was kind of weird. And I remember saying, okay, what could I do to put my own personal story into these adventures that they had? And one of the best moments was basically working out all the details. And yeah, around the time that I actually thought that was a not so good costume decision about the sea cucumber in that season, but when that bear cake came up, I figured who would be the one that would suffer the most from the Barnacle King's stupidity, and it had to be a little bit more personal. And my brother, who was the father of my three nieces, may he rest in peace, passed away in 2019. He was a fisherman, he was an outdoorsman, amongst his other great qualities. And some of the other ideas was that he would be stuck, and I would have to trust Will to help me come up with a solution, because it was not working out just trying to bang away at it with a metal rod. I filmed this in one take at my college, where I'm at now, Sullivan County Community College, here in New York. And yeah, I may have made some errors, but in terms of the character of James Faraci, I'm putting air quotations in there, he would make mistakes. He wasn't there, and he was not a part of this situation. He only heard it from secondhand sources and the internet. And the framing of most of these shots, I have to thank Ashley Burton, aka Awkward Ashley, the host of Millennial Movie Mondays, for some of the shots. It was because she had done this idea on the Blair Witch Project, where her character was part of the group saying, you guys are not exactly using your heads. And oh, this bit here where I'm talking about salmon marching out on the streets, it raining sharks, and a pot of whales were trying to run me and my mom off the road. That's actually a reference to my a video clip I was going to do that was hopefully going to be part of the finale that I wish I'd gotten in early enough to be a part of. It was sheer and total absolute madness. And I decided to call up Will and tell him what was going on, but he was busy again. Will had gotten some sort of device around the Aquananian time when Madison would be nearby, they'd get a call from her. She did send Beatrice. Yeah, I was very heavily invested in the program and in the show and in a whole lot of stuff. And a lot of it, you can tell I was just trying my best to say my lines right because I wanted to do it as an interview, and I thank Ashley for the idea of that as well. And I know that by the time we post on YouTube, it'll be my 42nd birthday, so happy birthday to me. Yay, I'm the universal answer of 42. Whoop-de-doo. And there's a moment coming up in which, yeah, I make the mistake again. I mistakenly forget about Nat. It was my fault. I admit it. And one of the big problems I had was, how do I try to correct myself? And I didn't know until it was too little too late. And I have been paying for it ever since. And towards the end, in which I talk about the Sea Cops, they were the biggest misstep of the final season. Yeah, you can see right there in my face, it was just everything was catching up to me. All the problems I had, all the heartaches, all the tragedy, all the sadness I had in my life, it was just catching up. And when the letter came out from Will, it was like the first domino. The second domino was my brother suffering a stroke, and then around Thanksgiving time, he passed away. Then, of course, 2020 had happened, and much like everyone, it was the worst year for all of us, myself included, because a family member of mine suffered a miscarriage, and I lost a nephew. Then COVID happened. Then August of 2020 happened, in which a congregational site I use shut down momentarily, and then the passing of my father, and that kind of like knocked me down heavily. I still haven't gotten all the way up from it, probably never will. So that's why I kind of like cut it short and kind of put the fact that, oh, the batteries died, because anyone else would have known, I probably would have been sitting there for hours. Yeah. Yeah, after that, I had to get away. I shot it all in one take. I want to thank basically myself for putting up with me. I want to do a whole lot more of these projects, and I don't know how I got it done without some ramifications. Maybe I got lucky. I don't know. But thanks for everything, and have a wonderful day.